Man, it's your boy Big G sitting in the building, doing a lunchtime thing, noontime thing, keeping it 100 with Steelers Nation as I rock out on the KnoItAllz podcast channel. Man, great to be back with you guys. It's game week. It is officially NFL game week. Season starts this week. It's time for our squizard, the Pittsburgh Steelers, to do what they need to do for this year's 2025 season, man. We got a lot of expectations. People believe and think a lot of things. People got anxiety as high as all get up. People just don't know what's going to happen for the Pittsburgh Steelers in 2025. But, man, I'm here to talk about it. And where I want to talk to you guys today about the noontime special or the noontime gathering or just keeping it 100 is the expectations of one Mr. Aaron Rodgers. Is Aaron Rodgers the gunslinger that we've always known him to be? Or is Aaron Rodgers the game manager that we might need him to be in order for the Pittsburgh Steelers to be successful in the 2025 season? First of all, let me thank all the people that's here in the live chat. I appreciate all you guys rocking out with me on this afternoon. I got Juice Bellamy, Jar Devil, Andre Green, Jay Steed. Good to see you guys. Hopefully more people will be joining here in a little bit. Corey Brown is in here. Listen, it's time to talk Steelers-centric, and about the 2025 season, but more specifically to talk about my boy, Mr. Aaron Rodgers, who's my quarterback for the 2025 season. Listen, man, we all know who Aaron Rodgers is. We know that Aaron Rodgers is a multiple-time MVP of the NFL. We know that Aaron Rodgers has won a Super Bowl. We know that Aaron Rodgers, for some people when outside looking in, has been horrible for the organization concerning his attitude with players and coaches and all whatever else. We also know Aaron Rodgers is a gunslinger. And he's the guy that walks around, especially when it comes to the Chicago Bears, wearing the championship belt, talking about, I own you, Chicago. We know him to have that mentality. But we're getting the 40-year-old version of Aaron Rodgers to come into our organization. We're getting that guy to come into our organization. Aaron Rodgers, at this stage in the game, I believe still has a little bit left in the tank and doesn't necessarily be a game manager. Aaron Rodgers can actually be the gunslinger for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, I know it's going to rub some people the wrong way, and when you look at how his offense is going to go and what's going to happen with Arthur Smith allowing Aaron Rodgers to have the leash to be able to call the plays that he wants to call and do the things he wants to do and audible at the offensive line, I know a lot of stuff's going on right there with that. But I believe that Aaron Rodgers can actually do a great job for the Pittsburgh Steelers and having the mentality that he had last year and even 2 years ago. People, let's face it, Rodgers threw for 3,000 basic yards and 20-some-odd touchdowns in the high 20s, 28 touchdowns, and didn't throw that many picks. Aaron Rodgers can do that and more for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I think for the Steelers to be successful in 2025, he's going to have to do that. I don't think Aaron Rodgers, I personally don't believe, and you guys can tell me in the live chat, I don't believe that Aaron Rodgers is going to do well for the Pittsburgh Steelers or serve as the quarterback we need him to do if he throws for under 2,500 yards and under 25 touchdowns. I think that the balance of the Pittsburgh Steelers offense is going to come into play when Rodgers is running prolific play-action passes and in our 12 personnel, and you don't know if he's going to run and or going to throw. And that's a big question about Rodgers for this season. Rodgers has to be a guy that pushes the ball down the field to put us in position to score touchdowns. I know all you Yenzies out there, Steeler fans out there like I am, was sick of seeing the Pittsburgh Steelers kick 19 damn field goals and win a game 18-16 off of 6 Boswell field goals and all whatever else. No, we want to see touchdowns scored, right? I don't think we've had a prolific quarterback to be able to put us in position to score touchdowns. Hell, maybe since Big Ben. I know Justin struggled with scoring touchdowns, i.e. while we kicked all the field goals. I know Russie struggled with scoring touchdowns. Oh, my God. Outside of the Cincinnati Bengal game, when did we score a bunch of touchdowns? And I know for sure that baby hands Kenny Pickett struggled with scoring touchdowns. And Mitch Trubisky, who was big trash. So I think that Rodgers has to be the quarterback that puts us in position to score touchdowns this year. Hey, I want to say what's up to my boy Corey Brown, man. Great to have you in the chat, man. Who else? I seen a bunch of other people out there too, man. So yeah, Corey Brown, Andre Green, man. What's going on, man? I see you out there in the chat, man. Want to just say hello. What's going on with you, man? Jay Steed, man. What's happening with you, man? And I know I'm sideburning off the conversation, but yeah, man, I just want to acknowledge the people that's in the chat. Jar Devil, what's going on with you, man? You rock it early and often with me on this podcast platform, and I appreciate it, man. Who else I got out there? Juice Bellamy, man. What's happening, man? Good to see you, Juice. Thank you for the live comment, man. I appreciate it, man. Let me go down. Did I miss anybody? Andre Green says, Big G, the Steelers' offensive line need to do what their job if Aaron Rodgers can do what he needs to do to get the Steelers to where we all know he can take us. Andre, I'm not mad at that comment. Actually, to be honest, there's some validity to that comment. We need the offensive line to do their job. We do need Broderick Jones to protect Aaron Rodgers. We do need Troy Fautano and Mason McCormick to protect his front side. And we do need Jones and Ciamalo to protect his backside. We do. But Aaron Rodgers still has one of the most quickest releases in the NFL. So, yeah, we need him to protect. But, yeah, Aaron Rodgers can still get the ball off the way he needs to get the ball off in order to put us in position to score. I don't know about you guys, but last year I got so sick of seeing Russell Wilson because he couldn't see the passing lanes and he couldn't see downfield outside of anything outside of the hash marks. Just hold on to the ball forever and take useless and pointless sacks. I really got sick of seeing Justin being scared and because he thought he was going to disappoint Coach Tomlin and the offensive coordinator by throwing the ball across the middle of the field. I got sick of that too. I think Aaron Rodgers can do what he needs to do to put us in position to hit those middle of the field throws, to hit those throws up the seam, and get rid of the ball in the way that he needs to get rid of the ball to put us in the position to keep getting first downs. So, yeah, it's on the offensive line, Dre, on one half. But on another half, we need a quarterback to be able to get the ball off on time, in sequence, and in rhythm for the wide receivers to catch the ball and go down the field. Juice Bellamy says, Big G, I'll be there in person to see it all, live in Jersey on Sunday. So I'll let you know. Hey, Juice, man, please give me the feedback, man, because I think, like I said, I still say Aaron Rodgers has one of the fastest releases in the NFL. I just only believe it, even at this age, man. What did Corey Brown said? Corey, what'd you say, man? Let me see. I watched some throwback games with Neil O'Donnell running 12 personnel and taking us to the Super Bowl. I know Rodgers is better than him. Similar defenses, but we have DK. That is true. That's true, Corey, but they also had a stable of wide receivers on that team. I mean, you think about Yancey Thigpen, you think about Cordell Stewart, you think about Ernie Mills, you think about Andre Hastings. These are guys that was on that Pittsburgh Steelers. You think about big old freaking Eric Green that was playing boss tight end, which we do have a guy like that now in Mount Washington. So, yeah, Neil O'Donnell was a game manager, did run a lot of 12 personnel for the Steelers, but their wide receiver room was unbelievable compared to, I mean, we got DK, we got Roman Wilson, but we don't have no Ernie Mills. We don't have no Yancey Thigpen. We don't have a Cordell Stewart. We don't have an Andre Hastings. We don't have they had a Jeff Graham was on that team from Ohio State. So there was a lot of guys that was on that squad that could catch the ball. So I don't know, but I'm saying Rodgers is that much, even at this age, better than Neil O'Donnell. Rodgers is better. Rodgers, like I said, going back to my point, he has one of the fastest releases still in the NFL. Rodgers, 1,001, 1,002, the ball's gone. Now, do I think that Aaron Rodgers needs to be a 50 pass a game guy? No. He's not going to help us at that point. What's up, Steeler Lee? What's cracking with you, man? He's not going to help us at that point. But can Rodgers throw the ball 25, 30 times and put us in position? Absolutely, man. He said, yeah, let's go, Steelers, man. For real, let's go. Let's freaking go. But can Rodgers throw the ball 25 to 30 times and put us in position to win football games? Hell yeah, he can do it, right? And I would love to see a stat line for Aaron Rodgers for this season, like per game. 23 of 30, 270 yards, 2 touchdowns. 24 of 32, 260 yards, 2 touchdowns, 3 touchdowns. 22 of 27, 300 yards, 2 touchdowns. I want to see that consistently, right? Still, Lee, I agree. He doesn't necessarily need to throw the ball 35 times. That's the max, right? If he's throwing it 35 times, there's some issues going on. But he still can give us 25 to 30, 22 to 27 completions and put us in position to win a football game. And like I said, going back to my point, how many times last year did we see Justin Fields just hold on to the damn ball because he was scared to throw it across the middle based on the ramifications that would come from Coach Tomlin? How many times did we see Russell Wilson, who couldn't see the throwing lanes in the middle of the field, couldn't hit a seam route, couldn't hit a crossing route because he couldn't see over the top of the freaking offensive line? Rodgers can do that. And absolutely, Steeler Lee, you are 100% right. Rodgers is going to throw the ball away to prevent turnovers. And he's also going to throw the ball away to prevent sacks. Rodgers is not going to take an unnecessarily hit, man. He's a wily old veteran. He knows how to get the ball in the right position in order to put the Steelers in position to keep a drive alive. And Rodgers he still's got that gunslinger mentality where he'll go for a big hit and a big touchdown. And it might not be a conventional way of what we're used to seeing. Steelers Nation, I'm just telling you. Yenzies, I'm flat out telling you. This is going to be a little shock for you how Aaron Rodgers actually plays this year. I think Aaron Rodgers easily can get 3,000 yards passing. Easy. I don't think it's going to be a hard deal. I think it's actually going to be an easy deal to get 3,000 yards passing. I think it's going to be an easy deal for him to get anywhere between 28 and 34 touchdown passes. Easily. He's got the weapons to do it. We've been talking about in excess on all the little networks that I'm on. Steelers Almighty, Steel Curtain Network, the different shows that I'm on. Well, we need a wide receiver too. We need a wide receiver too. I think Aaron Rodgers is going to show you that maybe he can develop Roman Wilson into a wide receiver too. Maybe he's got confidence when Calvin Austin is healthy to run seam routes and go routes and willing to throw the ball 40 yards down the field, where Russell Wilson and Justin Fields wasn't. I know for damn sure he's going to use Jonnu Smith like he's a wide receiver. I know for a fact he's not going to freeze out Mount Washington. And when we get inside that 30-yard line, Mount Washington is going to be a big-ass target for the Pittsburgh Steelers to put us in position to win football games. I think that Aaron Rodgers is going to do a more than serviceable job. And yes, it does have something to do with the O-line, but he's not going to take a sack and he's not going to turn the ball over like that. And the one thing I think that Rodgers is going to do more than anything, he's going to put us in position to have good plays to make us continue to move the chains. Last year, how many times as the Pittsburgh Steelers was you frustrated as a fan of the Steelers because it was 3 and out, the defense was back on the field. It was 3 and out, the defense was back on the field. It was 3 and out, and the defense was back on the field. How many times did you see that, Steeler Nation? How many times did you see that, Yenzies? A bunch. Rodgers going to move the chains, y'all. Rodgers going to move it. And listen, I'll take getting the ball at the 20. Pushing it downfield and getting on the other teams, getting it at the 50 or the 45-yard line and say we got a punt or kick a field goal. I'll take that a couple of times, but I need him to push the damn ball forward to get a touchdown. What did Andre Green say? Andre Green said, let the doubters doubt this team because when those doubters are eating crow, all our Pittsburgh Steelers will have the last laugh. I agree, Trey. I mean, there's a lot of doubters, but you know what, dudes like Dan Orlowski and stuff like that, now they changing their tune, talking about the Steelers are going to be a dangerous team this year. I think they starting to see the light, bro. Still Elise said the running game is going to keep him clean, similar to how Haley used to run the ball to keep him clean. It will, but Rodgers is going to utilize the running game to help run play action pass. Jalen Warren is going to be a big part of this offense, you guys. I don't know if y'all realize it or not. Caleb Johnson is too, and so is Gainwell. Rodgers will throw the ball to a running back coming out of the backfield to prevent a sack, and also realizing that 3 or 4 yards is sometimes better than having an incompletion. There's where Rodgers is going to come into play. That's that gunslinger mentality. Keep the chains moving, keep it going forward, so in that way we get in position to score a touchdown. Corey Brown says, Calvin Austin III is small, but he can get off the line quickly. He will ball out this year. He can go deep. He showed us that last year. He absolutely can. And there was a lot of times, Corey, when Calvin Austin III was running wide open up this field. Russell Wilson couldn't see him. And Justin was scared to throw the damn ball. So, yeah, absolutely, man, that's going to happen, man. Juice Bellamy says, Rodgers is going to put on a show Sunday to be petty to Aaron Glenn because they had the beef before. He might be. I mean, Aaron Rodgers loves, I own you. Aaron Rodgers loves to look at the other coaches and wink at him and be like, yeah, you wish you could do this. You wish you could do that. So, yeah, I could see it. I can see that happening. What's up, Justin, man? We appreciate you in the chat, man. Justin, man, what's cracking, man? Good to see you in the chat in the live show, man. Andre said this, man. He said, Big G, appreciate you for going live today and appreciate you on all the shows during this week. Keep up the positivity, man. Andre, man, I appreciate it, bro. Listen, I just do what I do with the Steelers, man. My passion and love is for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I believe that the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to actually do well in the 2025 season, but the issue is Steelers got to get in the right expectation. Man, Dave Quarles, what you said? Rodgers, 3,700 yards, 35 touchdowns, at least this year. Hey, that's that gunslinger mentality I think that this dude might have to have. I would say, really, to be honest, Quarles, I would say somewhere between 3,100 and 3,300, and I would say about 31 to 33 touchdowns. So we're not far off as far as what we're seeing or what we believe. And I think he's going to do it. I think Aaron Rodgers is going to get the ball to Roman Wilson in positions where he can make plays. Listen, people are talking about, well, what are we going to do? DK is going to get every double team that there is out there. Guess what Aaron Rodgers is going to do? He's still going to throw him the damn ball because Aaron Rodgers can throw DK Metcalf open. Aaron Rodgers will throw. He's not going to throw up a moon ball like you saw last year with Russie. He's going to give a dot and hit DK in position where only DK can catch the ball. Y'all, let's not forget, DK Metcalf's like 6'3", 6'4", every bit of 230 pounds. And if you had to count most physical receivers in the NFL, if he's not in your top 3, something wrong. DK Metcalf is extremely physical when it comes to catching the ball and especially at the point of attack with the ball. So Rodgers will lead him a little bit. Rodgers will put it to where only he can get it or where he can fight a guy off based on his strength and all whatever else. He going to get him the football, bruh. To where, like I said, Russie might not do it, and Justin was scared to do it last year. So once again, that goes back to the gunslinger mentality with Mr. Rodgers, man. Dre, what you said, man? DK being double teamed should open things up for other receivers. Yeah, but guess what? Rodgers still going to throw it to him if he's double teamed. He don't give a damn. There's going to be times that Aaron Rodgers is going to still throwing the ball, and it's going to be one of those situations where you're like, no. Yes, he throwing the ball. I can't believe he throwing the ball because Rodgers is a gunslinger. Listen, Rodgers wants to win, y'all. Aaron Rodgers wants to win. He wants to do that more than anything. And he knows him being a game manager is not going to put the Steelers in position to win. He knows that. He knows that what he's got to do is deliver the ball on time, take care of the ball, push the ball down the field, and put the Steelers in position to score touchdowns and not kick field goals. Still, you said you think Roman's going to get between 700 and 800 yards receiving? I wouldn't be shocked. I wouldn't be shocked if he had between 700 and 900, really, to be honest. I wouldn't be shocked. Not shocked at all. And I think Rodgers can do it that. I think that DK is going to end up with about 1,200. I think that Smith is going to end up with about 1,000 or anywhere between 950 and 1,000. I think that Rome could end up with between about 700 and 800. Calvin Austin around the same. But I think the targets as far as where they're going to get distributed is more than likely at the tight end position. So I look for Muth, for Mount Washington, and for Smith to have big targets this year for the Pittsburgh Steelers. What's up, Valley, man? We appreciate you supporting the show, man. Good to see you this afternoon, man. Corey Brown says, Big Ben said on his podcast that the line can't protect Rodgers and DK will be special. I mean, hey, listen, Corey, I'm just going to be blunt with you. My only issue is the health of Siamalu, and does Jones have his head out of his ass? Because when Jones is doing it right, he looks good. But when Jones is doing it wrong, he looks like the worst tackle in the NFL. Jones, I talked about it on Big B, with Big B on his All 22 Film podcast on Steelers Almighty. I talked about it on our Big Show podcast. When Jones looks good, he looks good. I've talked about it on Steel Curtain Network and with my boy Tay Boy Fresh and Shannon at extent, and Kirby. I'm gonna throw his ass out the car tomorrow. You guarantee that, about what Jones can do. When Jones is on, he looks like he has the potential to be an all-pro tackle. The issue is Jones has got issues where he doesn't, and he's totally off, and he looks like he shouldn't even be playing in the NFL. So, yeah, it's on Jones, but how Rodgers protects Jones, protects Siamalu, and protects the rest of the line is he gets the ball out consistently fast. He doesn't put himself in bad positions to have bad passes and holding on to the ball. Ain't that what Rusty did last year? Ain't that what Justin did? Valley said, I can see Roman being the firm number 2 receiver with 40 to 50 yards a game, roughly 800 a year. I agree, man. I'm telling you, I can see that happening. But Rodgers is going to force that ball to them tight ends too, man. Rob Lightfoot said, this is Sunday, and I'm most anticipating the get back for Aaron Rodgers against them big trashy-ass Jets for making him fly across the country just to tell him that they didn't need his services anymore. That's diabolical, Rob, but it's true, man. That is true, man. They probably like, man, dude, you going to make me come across the country to just tell me that it's adios muchachos for me? Man, get your ass out of here. We're gonna punish you, man. Flat out, man. Ivan, man, good to see you, man. Big G, salute. Hit that like button and sub to the channel. Yeah, we're trying to get to 1K, Ivan. We know that we're close. I mean, last I checked, I think it was a little while ago, we only need like 34 freaking subs to get to the 1K. So any of your friends that you know are Steeler fans, you know there's going to be content on the KnoItAllz channel every day on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. The only day we don't put content up is Saturday. So we're going to talk a lot this week in Steelers. Make sure you check us out on Smash the Gas and on Pump Your Brakes this week. And Tay will be on the homies on Friday and then be back on the KnoItAllz. And we're going to have a special pick'em show this week where we did do the pick'ems with all the games like how we did 2 seasons ago. It was a lot of success. People really loved it, man. So, yeah, we're going to have the extra pick'em show this week just because the regular season started. All right, y'all. So now listen. I know I'm talking about Rodgers and him not being a game manager and pushing the ball down the field and all whatever else. Wait a minute, what Andre Green say? Andre, you said this. He said, will the Steelers defense be elite or before the end of the season? I'm really looking forward to seeing Black, Benton, and the D-line, TJ doing TJ things, Patrick Queen, Jalen Ramsey. We are elite. Andre, I've said it already. I've said it. Big B has said it. Tate Boy Fresh has said it. Shannon has said it. Even Kirby pushing his ass out the car done said it. If the Steelers ain't a top 5 defense, I got issues. We all got issues. There's absolutely no way we can't be a top 5 defense. But guess what's even going to make us better? Aaron Rodgers being able to sustain drives for the Pittsburgh Steelers in 2025. Last year, they was 3 and out. Get back on the field. 3 and out, get back on the field. You wonder why we had all them damn injuries and everybody was exhausted and tired, and why we let the Baltimore Ratbirds run the ball all up and down the field on us and at the end game in the playoff? Because they was tired, y'all. They was tired because our offense couldn't sustain a drive. Rodgers going to sustain some drives. You're going to see 12 plays, 65 yards, touchdown. You're going to see 13 plays, 71 yards, touchdown. You might see 14 plays, 60 yards, touchdown. You're going to see drives like that this year sustained for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Whereas last year, it was like we was playing so conservative just to get close enough to let Boswell kick a field goal. Now, I ain't tripping about Bos. I love Bos. I think Bos is the best kicker in the freaking league. But, bro, you can't win games 18-16. You're going to get in games where you're going to need some points. You're going to need 2-3 touchdowns to win a game. That's why we got Rodgers, because he's my quarterback, and he can still do that even at this age, man. Quarles, what you said, man, every good quarterback has to be a good game manager. I don't know why people think it's so hard. That's such a bad thing. It's not a bad thing to be a game manager. But sometimes you got to push the ball down the field. Sometimes a game manager is you taking a shot at a guy that might be open and might not be open. And let's be honest. Windows of you being open in high school versus windows of you being open in college versus windows of you being open in the NFL goes from this big to this big to this big. Rodgers knows when a guy's open. So where Justin would hold the ball, where Russie couldn't see the guy, Rodgers going to push the ball down the field and make a guy open. So sometimes you got to have that gunslinger mentality to push the ball down the field. And you're like, man, what was he thinking about when he threw it? But he threw it. He threw it. Defenses, you always got to put defenses in position where they're playing back on their heels versus playing forward and being aggressive. With Aaron Rodgers, the defense is going to play back on their heels because they don't know what he can do. And they know literally at any time and at any moment, he could hit their ass for a touchdown. Rodgers has to have not necessarily gunslinger mentality, but the mentality to get the Steelers in position to score touchdowns, which means that he has to be aggressive versus being conservative. The word for Aaron Rodgers this season for the Pittsburgh Steelers is aggressive. Aggressive in your play calling, aggressive in you calling audibles at the line of scrimmage to put your team in position to win the damn game, aggressive with getting in the red zone and putting the ball to Mount Washington, putting the ball to Freiermuth, putting the ball to DK Metcalf, all big human beings that can make big-time catches in small windows. Aggressive means throwing the ball away when you need to throw the ball away. Aggressive means taking a shot when you need to take a shot. The word for Aaron Rodgers is aggressive. Aggressive in 2025 to put the Steelers in position to win games. Listen, y'all, this is my Keeping It 100 noontime rant I do every Tuesday live on the KnoItAllz channel. If you like what you're seeing with the KnoItAllz channel, please make sure that you like, subscribe, and or share. Here's the QR code. If right now, if you're sitting with a friend and you're at your lunch table and you're in a lunch room, or you're sitting close to a friend, or you're in a cubicle, just grab their phone and scan the QR code. And hey, this is a great podcast that I know you would love, especially if you love the Pittsburgh Steelers. You can catch us every week, every day. Like I said, Mondays with me with the Level Up College Football Podcast. Tuesdays with Keeping It 100. I'm also back on Tuesday nights on Steelers Almighty with my boy Big B with The Big Show. Wednesdays, me and Tate Boy Fresh with Smash the Gas and Pump Your Brakes with Shannon and Kirby. Thursday of this week, we're going to have a Pick'em show live with Mod, me, and Tate. And then Sunday back with the KnoItAllz. But you can catch that content every single freaking week for the Steelers, man. I appreciate y'all rocking with me once again on the lunchtime. And I will be back tomorrow or tonight if you catch me over on Steelers Almighty with The Big Show. Have a great week. Good talking Steelers football with you guys. And we'll holla. Peace.